Are you sitting comfortably? Then let's begin. This is Petite Rouge, a Cajun twist to an old tale. Little Red Riding Hood, more specific. Without further ado, Petite Rouge, Cajun twist to an old tale. Blue Heron Press. By Sheila, Herbert, illustrated by Diket. 1994. Once upon a time, there was a family named Mouton. They lived in Bayou Tigre near the town of Delcambre in South Louisiana. Clotilde was the only daughter of Clovis and Odelia. Papa Clovis was a shrimp trawler who worked hard in bayous near Delcambre, while Mama Odelia stayed home mending trawls, cooking and sewing. Having only one daughter, Odelia enjoyed making her petite Clotilde pretty clothes. Clotilde's favorite outfit was one mother had made for the big fête to do the night before Mardi Gras. It had a beautiful red cloak with a matching garde du soleil. She wore it so often that she became known up and down the bayou as Petite Rouge. Some Americans called her Little Red Riding Hood. One evening, Clotilde's mother made a shrimp étouffée for her grand-mère Mouton. Grand-mère lived across the bayou, about a mile away. Mother called out, "Clotilde, viens ici. Take this étouffe to Grand-mère Mouton. She took sick yesterday. Pauvre bête." Put on your garde soleil and cape so you don't take a chill from that fog. And be careful. Yeah, watch for that big gator tai. Petite Rouge crossed the bayou in her pirogue and began a long walk through the dark swamp. Not very far from the bayou, Clotilde met a big gator. She looked very closely at the gator. Could this be the big gator Tai? Mother had warned her about. Mais non! He looked too friendly. Ah, bien, pauvre Petite Rouge. She did not know that gator would have gobbled her up right then and there, except he had some shrimp boats coming in, so he didn't dare. That smart gator knew this was the time of day when many trawlers would be cleaning and hanging their trawls. And cher petit, what a feast he would make if those trawlers caught him. "Bonsoir, petite fille," said that gator in a smooth, friendly voice. "And where would we be going on this foggy evening?" he asked ever so nicely. "I'm going to my grand-mère." "Cross the swamp," Petite Rouge answered sweetly, not suspecting this was the gator Tai her mother had warned her about. She went on walking. Grand-mère lives in the first house by the Delcambre Bridge. She's not feeling very well, so my mother made her this good shrimp étouffée. "Mais ça c'est triste. I go viel too," said. That grand menteur. You take that way, I'll take this way, and we shall see who gets there first. Dépêche-toi! Of course, that gator knew his way around the swamp better than Petite Rouge, so he found Grand-Mère's house. Tout de suite. He knocked on the door. Who's there? Grand-Mère called out weakly. It's your Petite Rouge, Clotilde, said that gator Tai-Tai, making his voice sound almost like Clotilde's. He was a real flatteur, him. Grand-Mère, who couldn't hear too well and couldn't get out of bed anyway, called out, Pull the string, Cher, and the latch will come open. When the gator pulled the string, the door flew open, and before he could say, Oh, Boudin! He gobbled her up. Nom. Then he put on Grand-Mère's tignon et camisole. Got into the bed and waited for Petite Rouge. Soon there came a tapping at the door. Who's there? Called the gator, trying to sound much like Grand-Mère as he could. Petite Rouge was frightened by the hoarse voice, but then she thought, it must be the mal de gorge that makes her sound so bad. Quoi ça dit? Asked Clotilde. Who's there at my door? Repeated the gator, this time sounding more like Grand-Mère. It's your own Petite Rouge, Grand-Mère. I bought you some shrimp étouffe, answered Clotilde. Pull the string, Cher, and the latch will come close, said the gator. Petite Rouge pulled the string, the door opened, and in she went. That gator Tai-Tai slid further under the covers and said, Put the étouffe on the stove, Cher, and viens ici. Petite Rouge put down the étouffe, walked over to the bed, and sat on the edge. She was so surprised to see how strange Grandma looked. Pouilly! She thought, what a grimace! Grand-Mère must be really sick. Petite Rouge looked more close at the Grand-Mère. Grand-Mère, what big arms you got! The better to hug you with, mon chéri. The gator replied. Grand-Mère, exclaimed Petite Rouge. What big eyes you got! The better to see, my Petite Rouge, said the gator in a nervous voice. But Grand-Mère, screamed Petite Rouge. What great teeth you got! The better to eat you eat, mon ami, growled that gator, Tai-Tai. And with that, the big gator jumped out of bed and gobbled up Petite Rouge. That's the way the story ends. But people up and down the bay heard the girl screaming and came to help her. Once they got to Grand-Mère's house, they found the big gator Tai-Tai, cut his bulging belly open, and out stepped Grand-Mère et Petite Rouge. Wow. Whole and fine. The shrimpers then cooked up that gator Tai-Tai and made the best alligator sauce piquant you could ever eat. When they finished supper, they all went to a big fait dodo and passed a good time. C'est tout. The end. Wow, I've never been to Louisiana. An alligator instead of a wolf? Clever. Sacre bleu! Des alligators sont très méchants. Encore plus que les loups.